Michael James Lindell has purchased the airtime for the broadcast of this program on One America News Network. Mr. Lindell is the sole author and executive producer of this program and is solely and exclusively responsible for its content. Further, the statements and claims expressed in this program are presented at this time as opinions only and are not intended to be taken or interpreted by the viewer as established facts.
Okay. Who wants to read it today?
I guess I'll do it.
No. You did it last week, and that's why it was wild.
Oh, that's right.
I forgot.
The Dracula.
So Charlie, you read it.
Bleh. Another spooky month of Psychic Dolphin Garage. Bleh. I'm gonna do Italian Dracula. Bleh. All right, I'll leave you be.
Okay.
Yeah, whenever I'm done being an ass.
Oh God! Now I wish I had like a funny voice I could do it in.
You can do like a Frankenstein, or like a girl Dracula, or like
Obama.
The three scariest monsters. Girl
Dracula,
Frankenstein, and Obama. Oh, it is 2007 or 2008, and this is cool as hell.
Okay, I'll do that.
I'll let you. What are you doing?
Fuck, let's start the episode.
I'm working on laughing.
I'm walking here.
No, I'm more yelling at myself to stop laughing at both stupid.
It's really funny. You can't not.
Shut up. I'm pissed. I only use Instagram because Instagram is like less draconian than Facebook and allows you to be anonymous. Because I don't really show my face online anymore for school reasons. Because I had to, say an oath to the state of California and the government of the United States to say that I would uphold.
That's so bonkers.
I know. Go back to the Patreon. I forget which episode, but it's about a month or two back, and you'll hear me read the oath.
Listen to the last 2 months of Patreons. You'll find it.
They're great. Highly recommend.
They really are very good. We laughed, we cried, we shot milk through our nose. We
listened to a remix of fucking Jump Up Superstar from Mario Odyssey.
Oh yeah,
featuring Cupcake. It was very good.
Very good. But the other big thing is that there was a whistleblower who just confirmed what we knew about Facebook gaming the algorithm to suppress like anything left wing, but make everything right wing and conspiratorial viral.
Yeah,
because it generated tons and tons of clicks for them. It's even been tied back to the growing fascist movement in India.
Really?
Yep, Modiism really blew up because of Facebook.
Yeah, the whole Hindutva thing, yeah.
And this is just, confirming what we already kind of suspected. Because I think even our own Facebook page has been hit by a couple of times, and even us individuals.
Yeah, hit you mean banned, yeah.
Yeah, Zach might have a couple times, and then you, Bo, I know because you have a couple of backup accounts.
Yeah.
God, imagine being that dedicated to Facebook. Christ.
It sucks.
No, Bo is a dedicated shitposter, and I commend him.
I like that. You're doing Twitter with a different medium. You're really challenging the genre of shitposter.
Basically, yeah. I'll take that excuse.
But a lot of people have been kind of critical of this whistleblower from obviously on the right. She's talked about on Fox News and stuff being oh, she's at Congress trying to urge them to stop and censor you. But I've also seen some left-wing people criticize her because of censorship, and I'm what?
What?
Yeah. They're oh, this quote-unquote whistleblower gets to talk on the, the floor of Congress, but what about Snowden and Assange? And it's she's a corporate whistleblower, not a government whistleblower. She didn't do anything illegal. They're trying to Facebook is trying to sue her for stealing information. because like that's technically what she did. She like stole information and published private like, you know, business shit. But it's like she didn't like let us know that the United States government was actively killing journalists.
Yeah, she let us know that people who are actively killing journalists are posting on Facebook to get people to do it.
That's the fucking spirit. Yeah.
So it's just like, of course she's like free to walk around. She's not done anything that would like concern the government.
Yeah.
I mean, not in a major way, at least.
Yeah, it's a very like, hey, like, you know how this country works, right? Kind of moment.
Yeah. I mean, what have you said about her so far? She took a few documents from Facebook. She talked to news outlets about those documents, and she's a Nazi. I don't hear anything in there our government cares much.
Yeah.
But it's like, I think people are afraid that like Facebook will come under government control. And I'm like, I think the bigger issue, we've talked about this on the Signal chat, is like, I think the bigger issue is that I don't think anyone in the government knows how to do anything as far as technology is concerned. But nationalizing Facebook or breaking it up into individual parts, like you can't be Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp amongst many other things that they own. You have to be like Oculus and like a bunch of other stuff. You need to be individual companies. You can't be this huge. And I think that would be a good thing, or even nationalizing Facebook, because then people wouldn't trust it at all, and then people would stop using it.
That's all you fucking need.
Like, it would just be Bo, like, posting, and that just means every single one of his posts is saved in the Library of Congress.
Damn right.
Actually, I believe every tweet is saved in the Library of Congress as long as it's not deleted.
Incredibly based.
Yeah.
But, like, it's just, like, come on, like, we don't need Facebook. Like, libs will say, like, oh, it's destroyed our democracy. It's like, it's destroyed, like, grandpa's brain.
Yeah. Like cable news still exists, for the record, you know?
Well, those are the only people who are allowed to vote, so it did kind of destroy democracy.
Yeah.
And if that's the democracy we have, is it worth keeping? I'm asking the real questions, America.
No, I'm genuinely asking. I don't know if it's worth keeping. I don't understand this.
I don't understand anything. I'm terrified.
I have this belief that like everyone should have like equal power within whatever the governing body is, but I don't know what that is because it's never actually been enacted in the real world yet. So I can't really describe my political understanding.
You know, I've heard that we could probably do that through radical decentralized UBI and crypto and gaming, but I don't know.
We could.
You know,
I
I've
am
been thinking
doing
the
that.
same thing. I'm noticing I've attached all of those things with red string on my pin board on the wall.
That's just it. It's like people would just become like they would stop being on Facebook and they would either just live their lives like normal people or they would become the Unabomber.
Absolutely. And honestly, go for it. Go off, Queen.
Oh yeah, it's just a bunch of like those pastel Q moms just becoming like going around.
I love it.
And just like blowing up like Toys R Us's or whatever. Those don't exist anymore.
Well, no, yeah, because Toys R Us is like selling a Barbie that like, I don't know, isn't actively transphobic or something. So they gotta pay.
Turf Barbie.
Yeah, they won't sell turf Barbie. So Toys R Us is on thin ice in the eyes of the pastel Q moms.
Barbie doesn't have a womb though. Like, unless you make that incredibly anatomically accurate, like the turf should be against it. It just has like smooth neutered body.
Has Barbie been trans this entire time?
That's what 100%. They say when someone says they're getting the surgery. That's what they're referring to. Yeah,
becoming a eunuch.
The reason Barbie's crotch is perfectly flat is not because she doesn't have a vulva. It's because she's doing a really, really professional tuck.
Fuck yeah.
Psychic Dolphin Garage.
I'm gonna do Italian Dracula, boy. Psychic Dolphin Garage. Psychic Dolphin, Psychic Dolphin Garage.
Hey everybody. welcome to another episode from the Psychic Dolphin Garage. My name is Obama, and my pronouns are she and her.
I'm sorry, I broke so fast. Oh, God. Something about Obama, she, her is really good. Also, just saying, my name is Obama. Wow. Hi, I'm Bo, he, him. God.
I'm Dennis, he, they. We did it, folks. Welcome to Psychic Dolphin Garage.
And I'm Charlie, she, her.
No, you're Obama. You already said it. Obama, she, her.
No, Obama is our special guest.
I can't believe we landed this guest.
Yeah. The only other podcast he's been on is his own and Marin's. Wow.
She, obviously. Obama said her pronouns at the top of the hour.
Yeah, it's Michelle Obama. She's on.
No, it's Obama.
Yeah. No,
Obama, parentheses, unspecified.
Just the essence of an Obama.
Obama,
of the Obamas.
all.
Obama, parentheses, yes. Obama, parentheses, yes, is the fucking, like, debut album of some fucking hack indie band from, like, I guess, like, 2014.
Yeah.
Just putting that out there.
Yeah, no, you're right. First song, We Can.
I was in my fucking freshman year of high school in 2008, so
Oh, ew.
I know I'm a baby.
Well, I graduated 2008.
My household was listening to last week's episode, and the question did come up: is Bo the baby of the podcast?
I think I might be. Yeah.
When Artemis is on, she is, but Bo is the baby.
Yeah, because Artemis is like fucking like 12 years old, which it's weird that we're doing this podcast with a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
I'll say. I didn't want to like bring it up like out of hand or anything, but
Why is that weird?
I don't know. The fact that we talk about like gruesome sex acts every other episode might not be great.
You saying the reason Artemis doesn't like that is because she's 12?
I'm saying after Obama, our next special guest is going to be Chris Hansen.
Oh God, I don't know. What does Chris Hansen sound like?
Oh God.
I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC. I'd like to talk to you about these chat logs. sir, just sit down, please.
Just
about these chat logs.
A living reply guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not chat logs of the guy being a creep. It's just like, all right, so this Twitter user responded to this other Twitter user. What do you think about that? Is that ratio? Is that a clapback?
It's getting into Obama.
I was just thinking that Chris Hansen is just white Obama. God. Okay, well, glad we cracked that case. Welcome to Psychic Dolphin Garage.
Jesus.
Welcome again. Here we are.
Oh boy, do we have an episode for you.
We've already got an episode for you. The rest is filler.
Yeah.
The opening and the closing are the fun parts, and the news is just a pad time.
Yeah.
That's what the skip 15 button's for, yeah.
That's why we put chapters in. I didn't do it last week because I was rushing.
Yeah, you had a bad day last week on editing day.
Oh yeah, it was terrible. I had some computer issues, and then all of a sudden my sink was flooding to the point where I had to take a big salad mixing bowl and just dump hot water that was also mixed with drain cleaner into my trash can because I couldn't dump it outside fast enough. And I dumped at least 24 gallons of water, which means my upstairs neighbors were running at least 24 gallons of water, just trying to figure out.
Jesus.
Yeah, even though I politely asked them to not run their sink. So
that sucks. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring you up a big salad mixing bowl of water. You're allowed to dump that in and test with that, and then you wait for the next salad bowl.
God.
But yeah, it was a harrowing Monday for me.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. I did get and then because I was inhaling hot drain cleaner water, I got a slight chemical burn on my lungs.
Oh, incredibly sexy.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
God, like you smoked a cigarette way too hot or something.
Yeah.
Like you smoked a cigarette that you had dipped in bleach.
Yeah, like as if I just stuck my head over boiling bleach for 3 hours.
Oh, I am so sorry.
No, it's fine. We at least did not get the floor flooded, thank God.
Yeah.
Because I sleep on the floor, and that would have been bad if it rolled
Got
all the way.
Got your fancy little hipster mattress.
Yeah, it rolled all the way over to my futon that we bought with your Patreon funds. Thank you, everyone. See, I didn't want.
Thanks for helping out,
I didn't
folks.
want to ruin the Patreon funded.
That's the
futon.
people's
Yeah,
couch.
that's the people's futon.
Futon.
Everyone's allowed on as long as you cuddle me.
That's the rule.
That's the stipulation.
That seems fair.
Yeah.
That's not like a weird, like, nice guy thing to say or anything.
You're allowed on, but only if we cuddle. You gotta make it real weird.
Why can't I find women? I think it's that weird, like, Pillsbury Doughboy laugh you do after
Only chubby men with beards seem to enjoy the way that I talk to them. Very weird.
What a mystery.
That is my bread and butter, however. Oh, and then like 19-year-olds who continue to call me daddy, and I'm like, I can't do this. Like 19-year-olds who have not have had sex yet, but they're like, I really want you to just like start choking me and like.
I read a lot
hit me.
about sex on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not like, one, I'm not really into BDSM, but two, like choking is one of those things that you got to like learn how to get. Like you got to get someone who's like experienced with that, and because like that's dangerous. Like you could really hurt yourself.
Yeah, choking is often used to murder people.
Yeah.
In
it
books,
often has.
I've genuinely met
films.
someone whose voice was permanently damaged because they liked being choked and people were doing it wrong, where they were actually pushing on like the windpipe directly on the front.
Yeah, no.
Oh, no.
No.
Yeah,
Jeez.
like a little smack on the ass and that. Like, sure, fine, I'll do that. I'll pull.
Ayo, smack on the ass.
Pull your hair a little bit, but like I'm not into anything more than that because like I don't know how to do that. It's not really my thing. I'm a big softie. I don't like to hurt people. I don't fucking eat meat. I don't like pain or violence. But like, and I don't know what to do.
I don't either, but I fucking love pain or violence.
No, see, but like I
don't think that's the thing that does it.
I associate the two things together because I'm just a big old softie.
No.
I sobbed uncontrollably last night at the end of like a really bad Christopher Walken movie. Like I still like violence.
Oh no, I detest it. It's awful. I understand there's a need for it, but I call myself a pragmatic pacifist, where it's like to a point. Like I understand.
Am I still a pacifist if I go up to someone else and say I want you to like grind me into dust? Like I'm not doing violence.
Mommy? Sorry. Mommy? Sorry. Mommy? Sorry.
No, you're still a pacifist, but I don't like to be the one.
Okay.
I don't like to be the one like causing the violence. I should say that.
And sweaty, you're valid.
Mm-hmm. See, because like
and sweaty.
And sweaty, you're valid and sweaty.
definitely sweaty. But like I said, I've said it before and I'll say it again. At some point, you have more hair on your back than you have on your head, and all of a sudden, on Grindr, a bunch of like 18 and 19-year-olds call you daddy. It's like I don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. I wouldn't. I mean, I would be kind of hurt if that was happening to me, but I wouldn't know what to do either.
We have wildly different gender expressions, Charlie. That's why.
Dear Psychic Dolphin Garage, I couldn't believe it happened to me.
Some schlubby guy whose room is the living room of an apartment, of a one-bedroom apartment, said that I could come over and he would smack my ass and choke me.
It's like I went out on a date with this guy who, I don't know, like they lived in a living room, and I don't know, I guess this is harder than like the last time when they just lived with their parents. Everywhere we live is impossible to have sex in.
Yeah. No,
It's like literally been the quest of the last like 5 years of my life is just like make a house where I can have sex anywhere.
well, you know what's worse is
no, what's worse than sex everywhere?
No, not worse than sex everywhere. Is like I don't know what it is, but people on hookup apps lately have just been lazy as shit.
Is this
like
another scat story?
No, this is not a scat story. Go to the Patreon for all my scat stories.
Dennis,
You gotta pay extra for that.
I get a lot of people asking me for scat, and the details.
A lot of scat messages, which are called BMs.
Yeah.
Oh, you stop that.
But like I got hit up by a guy and I'm like, okay, like cool, what's up? And he's like, yeah, whatever. Like we're just talking back and forth and it's like, hey, do you want to like hook up? And he's like, okay, maybe, like where are you at? And I said the city that I'm in. And then he was like, oh, that's kind of far. I'm in, and then he said the name of the city that he's in. And I was like, that's 4 miles away. He's like,
That's like an East Coast person saying something's
yeah,
too far.
but then he's
Yeah.
like, oh, it's a. But he was like, "What's your address?" And by the way, I live on the border of the city that he said that he was in. I live on the border. And he's like, "It's a 12-minute drive." And I'm like, "And that's too far?" Like, no, I go 22 miles to see my boyfriend in Los Angeles. It's like a 2.5-hour bus ride or like a 45 to an hour train ride, just so I could like hold his hand and maybe get some over the jeans action, because like I can't have sex at his house.
Yeah, through the denim. Not a great fucking experience.
I'm like, I'm sorry that 12 minutes is just too much for you.
I've driven to other states and had sex. Like,
no, and that's because
who would turn down like a road trip and a lot of sex?
Well,
like,
I mean, anyone who's not a lesbian.
Yeah. Yeah, you drive all that in a U-Haul? I don't know why that sounded so hate crimey.
It's okay. You've dated a lesbian, Bo. It's fine.
Yeah. Wait, I have?
we got bad news for you.
Damn.
About everyone you've ever dated.
They're all gay.
They're all gay.
They're either gay or straight, whichever makes them not into you.
No. All of the boys you've dated are trans now.
Okay, tight.
They're just
Actually, no, they're all lesbians.
they're all transbians.
Okay, well, good for them.
Yeah, good. Honestly, good for them.
Yeah, good for them figuring that out. Yeah,
I made this discovery. This will probably get me canceled too for mentioning it.
Get canceled.
But I made this discovery just by all the trans girls that I know, just from like observation. I know 2 types of trans girls. There are obviously many types of trans girls. I'm just gonna say the observation.
Now there are 2 types of trans girls. Either you fix your truck, or what the fuck is the rest of a Jeff Foxworthy joke? I don't know.
Like the 2 types of girls that I know, like personally in my life, are the girls who like maybe lived or identified as like gay boys, but like really bitchy gay boys that were like really cunty, and now they're like serving cunt. Like they fully are like full, like, you know, like 22-inch wigs, like makeup, filler, just like, you know, like gas queen, work, break a hip, stomp the runway, that sort of girl, or a lesbian. Like, or just like, and I'm like, and I love you both. Like, I love the range because
I would love the skills of the like
of the girl who could kiki with you.
Yeah,
the ex-mean twink.
Yeah, the ex-mean twink.
I don't know any of those people really.
Oh, see, I do, but those are the circles that I run in.
Yeah,
the bitches.
No, we run in completely different circles.
The bitches.
Hello, Dennis.
Oh,
hello, Denis. Welcome to the circle. I love you. Just say it like it's like a fucking I don't know, like a mafia,
like it's Thunderdome.
Or a secret society.
No.
Yeah, Thunderdome. Yeah, it's Thunderdome, but you know, with a lot of fucking like, you know, acrylics.
Yeah.
No, each of you will be given a random sex toy. You must have sex with it before the other one has sex with you.
Great.
It's wonderful, honestly. Well, before we get into any of our stories, I also I want to do a quick little update on our story from last week regarding landback.
Oh no!
No! It's fine. It's totally fine.
No, it's gonna be Peter Coffin tweets. Isn't it?
No, it's not.
Okay, I just want you to know. Earlier today, we were listening to that episode, and as you were talking about that, Jack went to their Twitter account and just started reading. And just made faces at me.
Nice.
And they stopped right around the time someone said that reading this Twitter feed is self-harm. Because he agreed. It is.
Well, they weren't wrong.
Yeah, they weren't wrong. I think it was you, Bo.
Probably.
How many times has Bo been correct? And also like a soothsayer on the show?
Every time. Yeah.
Yeah, most of the time.
I told you Biden was going to fucking break the news about the, you know, fucking lunar organ harvesting colony to the public. I was right on that. I was right on, I mean, yeah, that's plenty.
Yep, that's plenty.
I'm smart. I'm cool. I'm sexy.
So the quick follow-up, I wanted to share this one Instagram/Twitter account they're at is @New Amaatua, and their name is Mosok Hamatak. But they are they're a Native American who has written a couple of critiques of communism from a indigenous perspective. I think that despite me being, indigenous and a Marxist, I think that that's still a valid position to read and understand that perspective, because a lot of...
Now, wait a minute. Marxism doesn't say you can criticize anything.
Nope, you're right.
If nothing else, it's definitely valid in that, not all anti-communism is the anti-communism of,
Fascism.
empire. Yeah.
And like, there's
it's not anti necessarily either. It's a critique.
Yeah,
it's not
right.
like, hey, fuck you, this is,
And
yeah.
the thing is, I've been thinking a lot about this because I am part indigenous, but I'm also part white, and the life of mestizo is already it's very weird, because you're never going to be red enough to be an Indian, but you're never going to be white enough to be an American. Gloria Anzaldúa wrote a lot about this. She wrote the philosophy is called mestiza consciousness, where you kind of ride the line between two worlds. And I've been feeling that a lot lately with this discourse being discussed. So I'd like to point them out and their critique from an indigenous perspective, especially when you think of things like the Shining Path, who claim to be Marxist when really they were like a cult, but claimed to be Marxist and then killed a bunch of peasants and natives. But then I also wanted to point out support for Marxism from an indigenous perspective, and that blog is called The Red Nation, because there have been indigenous Marxists. So these are both perspectives that we can sort of like learn. And hey, guess what? Maybe as Marxists, we should probably do something like, I don't know, listen to other people and their perspectives and try to understand what they're coming from, so we can better understand their material needs. And, once the revolution happens, we meet those needs. I don't know. In
an ideal society where we were just bloodlessly handed the levers of power over tomorrow, we better have the ability to either read people's minds or at least, hear them out.
Yeah. So
on the other hand, being Marxist-Leninists, we can also do the thing Lenin did, where he was like, Trotsky sent us a silly letter. No, thanks, dipshit. So you don't have to hear out every fucking guy with a fucking Greek statue as a profile picture. But if someone's coming from a place of good faith and being well informed of their own experience like this, I think it's you're pretty much obligated to hear them out.
Yeah. Anyway, just take that into consideration.
Yeah, from me, the Marxism understander.
But if anything, just because understanding people's perspective from an anti-Marxist perspective is good to strengthen your own arguments for Marxism. Yeah. Like, duh. Duh. Anyway, both those links will be in the description.
Make noises.
Both those links in the description. Have fun with those.
Yeah.
Anyway, first news, I guess this is both kind of a Texas and a California story.
Yeah, because now Tesla's moving to fucking Texas, which is great.
But before they do that, though, they're still in San Francisco, and guess what?
What? I'm guessing.
Tesla.
The two are merging.
Yeah, Tesla's somewhere. Tesla is in the limbo between the Bay Area, Silicon Valley, and Austin. The worst.
Honestly, they should stop there. Yeah. And that there is Sedona, Arizona, where Elon Musk belongs.
Just the worst limbo ever.
Yeah, selling turquoise to fucking like boomer acid casualties. Like just fucking
just people
go out there and be a fucking wook, Elon. Yeah.
Until then, Tesla has to pay more than $130 million in a discrimination lawsuit, according to a California jury, which alleged racist epithets and hostile work environment in this suit.
Now you wait a second, bud. You're telling me this company built on fucking apartheid emerald money is racist?
Yep.
No, get out of here. You're pulling my leg.
No. Owen Diaz, an elevator operator who worked for the company Tesla between June of 2015 and May of 2016, has sued Tesla, alleging a hostile work environment and racial harassment, and said daily racist epithets, such as the N-word, were used in the factory where his son, Dimitrik, also worked. This comes to you from the Washington Post and Faiz Siddiqui. Thanks, Faiz. As Siddiqui writes, the company has argued that even if the allegations were true, an argument it made as a hypothetical, Diaz could not prove he was subjected to a, quote, race discrimination violation by Tesla. Plaintiff has not presented any evidence in a contractual relationship between him and Tesla, the company argued. Plaintiff testified that he never got any written document from Tesla saying that he was a Tesla employee at any point in time.
Whoa.
So Tesla's argument is that, Diaz may or may not have, faced racial discrimination, but guess what? He didn't even work here.
Yeah, we don't know this guy.
He was a contract worker.
So like everyone at Tesla, huh?
Yes.
So he's a contract worker. So there is a contract.
Yeah. I mean, like,
and Tesla for sure has it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the way that contract work in California is muddy at best to understand what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But basically,
Which is why every fucking scummy company tries its best to use as much of it as possible.
Yep. So, what is it? Valerie Capers Workman, Tesla's vice president of people. Okay.
I am the vice president of humans.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what they have the fucking like communist world government in a fucking episode of the Twilight Zone. That's the leader is the vice president of humans.
Mm-hmm. So Mr. Diaz has never worked for Tesla, she wrote. He was a contract employee who worked for staffing agencies, she said.
Yeah, that counts. You worked at Tesla. You worked at the Tesla.
Not only that,
where exactly did the racial slurs occur is my question. Yeah.
You know what? I think you should be allowed to sue Tesla for a hostile work environment if you're the guy who stocks the soda machines and you walk in there and they hurl the N-word at you like clockwork every time you enter the Tesla. Like, I don't care if you don't work there.
Yeah, that seems pretty fucking reasonable.
And you know what? Sue your contracting agency too, because you put me in this. Yeah, you put me in this harmful work environment. You after I told you that I was being called the N-word.
At the very least, provide PPE.
Yeah.
For being called slurs,
That's called a gun.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that's called a gun.
Fuck it's a Billy Club.
Hell yeah, I love that.
She said that the company responded timely to instances of harassment alleged by Diaz, and she pointed to witness testimony regarding the use of racist slurs in her characterization of the manner.
Their argument is we responded in a timely manner to every complaint. So like, if every single person in my store is slipping on a puddle of like melted ice cream outside my freezer case, and
first of all, delicious.
Every single incident, I respond in a timely and effective manner. I go over there. I look at them and I say, watch where you're fucking going, and I walk away.
Yeah, and then Bo's over there with like a big old boba straw just slurping up the melted ice cream.
Lapping off of someone's feet, but
I'm
sure.
Just saying, when I get sued, for breaking like a class action lawsuit amount of people's legs in my store, I'll just say I responded in a timely manner to every incident.
Yeah.
To which the response in both instances here should be, what do you mean every incident? Why did it keep happening?
Yeah.
Why didn't you stop it?
I went over the intercom and I said, "Hey, there's ice cream."
Someone ought to put a wet floor sign there. And then there's a slide whistle. There they go again.
Just like a big, just like Hanna-Barbera-esque, like, whoop, and then thud.
Yeah,
the Hanna-Barbera scramble noise.
Yeah.
Oh god, I love the scramble noise. If I could like have sidebar, if I could have any like bullshit cyberpunk augment, it would be whenever I fucking jack off, it plays the Hanna-Barbera scramble noise. Can we put the Hanna-Barbera scramble noise in here so people know what it is?
Yeah,
so like, because we're old.
And here. Yeah. And here.
Well, y'all are old.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of Harvey Birdman in high school.
You were a bab.
Me too.
In middle school.
You were but a bab.
I know. I'm really milking this under 30 thing.
So she went on, the vice president of people went on to say, while they all agreed that the use of the N-word was not appropriate in the workplace, they also agreed that most of the time they thought the language was used in a, quote, friendly manner, and usually by African-American colleagues, she wrote. They also told the jury about racist graffiti in the bathrooms, which was removed by our janitorial staff, she wrote.
I really love the N-word is fine as long as it's mostly black people using it. Not exclusively, just,
Also, here's the
30-40%.
This is why this is discourse for another time, and maybe not with white people.
Yeah, no, I can sit this one out.
But using reclaiming a racial slur by a minority group is not a monolith. a monolithic amount of people do not say that. Like, there are definitely black people who are not okay with using the N-word, even amongst black people. And, like, I have a friend who is trying to get, like, Beaner to be that, like, our N-word for us. And I was like, this ain't gonna work. Like, this is just not gonna work. Like, I don't like it when people call me a Beaner. Like, I just don't. Or, like, Americans, like, Chicanos will say mojado, but even that is not, like, a universally okay thing, because mojado means wet. And they're referring to people who cross the border, like other Spanish speakers who cross the border, like Mexicans, and they call them, like, it's wetbacks. But it's like, I'm Mexican.
Spanish,
I'm Mexican. I can say all of this. Trigger warning.
After the fact, of course, of course.
But, like, it's not, like, no one is monolithically okay with using these terms. Like, even if you are, doesn't mean that, like, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Also, I don't believe the vice president of
people.
It was always friendly and from the black workers. Like that, I don't believe that.
I feel like if you have to specify it, then that's probably not the case.
Yeah, there might be a little, a little.
The vice president of people doth protest too much, methinks.
She noted that the company is in the midst of an ongoing process of improving its workplace culture.
I bet she noted it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
She said that we do recognize that in 2015 and 16 we were not perfect. We are still not perfect. No shit.
That's ancient history. Yeah.
Oh, good. The vice president of people did. Hey, it's been a tough ride. We sincerely appreciate that you understand. We are learning. We are growing. We
hear you. We see you.
You know what? If corporations are people and they can learn and grow, you can also charge them with a hate crime.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Fuck it. Throw them in prison. Just fence the land off and, like, let anarchists have it for the entire duration of its prison stay, and then at the end of it, you can have it back if you have shown learning and growth. But they won't, so don't worry about it.
I really, really love the idea of this fucking building just having to put up with this.
Yeah, well,
it's very good.
Diaz has left Tesla. He left Tesla back in May of 2016, and the thing is, discrimination lawsuits, like, California is often, like, considered kind of an easy place to, like, prove these sorts of things, because we have a lot of workers' protections. Not enough, but we have probably more than most states do, which might be another reason why Tesla's deciding to go to Texas. Just a weird thing.
Possibly. Yeah.
Where, like, it just won't matter.
I'm gonna go to a state that gives me my freedoms back, like the ability to give the N-word pass to my employees.
Selling them at the company store for script.
Jesus.
But thank you, Faiz. I only thank you again because I scrolled down to the bottom of the article and there's a little, like, photo of you and you're very cute, and I just wanted to point that out. Faiz is
definitely helps.
Faiz is very cute.
Yeah, I wonder if this guy's son still works there.
Apparently, I think he said that he didn't.
Okay, that's good.
If they were both there through a staffing agency, the staffing agency 100% would not let them work there.
Yeah,
which is ridiculous, but definitely a thing.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, no, I mean, we had kind of touched on this earlier, but I was just scrolling back through. In the suit, Diaz said workers were frequently subjected to racist language and caricatures and imagery, including drawings accompanied by captions that confirmed their racist intent.
Oh, okay, so there were drawings.
Yeah, quote, these drawings typically featured images of dark-skinned individuals with big lips and bones in their hair, the lawsuit said, features which are erroneously and stereotypically associated with African-American individuals.
I was going to say, speaking of, like, Hanna-Barbera, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, speaking of Hanna-Barbera, like, holy shit. Yeah. You know when, like, black people hang out and they use those images, like,
with one another,
say, like, hey buddy, hey pal,
yeah, something.
Oh, what's up, my, and then they just hand over a picture of, like, the most racist Mickey Mouse fucking cartoon. There you go.
Jesus Christ.
This is really here nor there, but I'm weirded out by the phrase features which are erroneously and stereotypically associated with Africa. I just, like, well, I mean, I don't know, erroneously and stereotypically it feels like passive voice when, like, these things are an explicitly cruel caricature because of, like,
you are absolutely right.
Yes.
It's like, no, the problem is not it's incorrect in a stereotype. The problem
I think
Oh
they're.
man, that you are.
You know what?
Fucking spot on. Jesus.
Faiz, as cute as you are, I see that you are doing your best to cover all of your bases to show that you're not being racist, and I applaud you because you are doing God's work by only covering Uber and Tesla and self-driving at the Washington Post. Jesus Christ, what
Oh, that's got to be a fucking harrowing gig.
Jesus, poor guy.
Yeah.
I only saw that on his Twitter account. And also props to him for putting a signal phone number for whistleblowing.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's badass,
Just right there. Like, you know, you still write for the Washington Post, but like, hey, I gotta give props to you because like not a lot of people are willing to do that, and Signal's probably the one of the best places to do that. By the way, download our sticker pack. So if you are gonna send Faiz a couple of messages, you can send him the Powered by Cum sticker.
Yeah, a picture of me that says "Powered by Cum."
Yep.
What a weird little plug that was, Dennis. I love it.
Yeah, you did our first legitimate ad pivot.
Yeah. Thanks. If you use the code blowhole and text it to 55050 at Signal, you'll
Please
get.
don't use the code blowhole.
Don't use that. No, you're not going to get anything. Someone with that unfortunate phone number is just going to see that you texted them the word blowhole.
555.
Text it to 80080 or 80085. I got this.
Yeah.
There you go. There she is. Fucking God.
If we ever
how is boobs spelled again in numbers?
man, if we ever get a phone number like to like text this, it has to be 80085. It has to be.
Absolutely.
It can't be anything else.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well,
Indeed.
from one dubious news source to another.
I'm going to tell you about our new gold buying sponsor.
I mean, you're not far off.
Oh God, am I not? I haven't looked yet. Oh no, I'm not.
I said Bo earlier. I said Bo was the soothsayer, but I think you might be like the unintentional one.
She's saying some suits.
Yeah.
Cursed by Apollo with a gift of prophecy.
Yeah. This comes from Reuters, written by. This text is far too small for me to read. John Schiffman.
Bitty bitty.
Thanks, John. So, as it turns out, all of our mommies and daddies have left Fox News because that's too liberal.
Yeah, Tucker Carlson, more like Cucker Carlson, because he's a soy boy cuck.
Yeah, that's far too liberal, and have moved on to OAN, which Sam had told me to say OAN and not OWN, because OWN sounds like Oprah's network, which is OWN.
Well, I mean, that's probably not much better.
No, it's
to be real.
Yeah, it's not. But turns out OAN, the extremely far right, basically state propaganda news network during the Trump administration, was nearly completely funded by AT&T, who is just also happens to be the parent company of things like Warner Brothers, which then also means things like Mortal Kombat and DC Comics.
I did think that scene in the new Space Jam where they went to the OAN planet was a little weird, but I get it now.
Yeah, but the other weird thing is that they're also the parent company of CNN. Now, we could talk a little bit more about how weird it seems that an entertainment company owns one of the major news networks, but we'll get into that a little bit later.
We'll get into that.
Yeah. So, One America News, the far-right network whose fortunes and viewership rose amid the Trump and the triumph and tumult of the Trump administration, has flourished with support from a surprising source, AT&T Incorporated, the world's largest communications company. I know that I just referred to them as an entertainment company. I suppose they are a communications company first.
Tomato. Yeah.
I think it's funny that the entire, as Trump got toward the end of office, everyone was saying oh, he just wants to be on TV. He's going to start his own TV channel. He's going to do, and then actually it was just AT&T that did that.
Yeah.
It's too complicated to think that Trump's White House bid was a bid to get on TV again. No, I think he just wanted to have attention. He knows how to get it because he has money, and when you have money, you can get as much attention as you want at any time.
So.
Then it was just AT&T. It was just the same people who helped create every other monstrosity of our culture.
So
Yeah.
OAN founder and chief executive Robert Herring Sr. has testified that the inspiration to launch OAN in 2013 came from AT&T executives. Quote, "They told us they wanted a conservative network," Herring said during a 2019 deposition seen by Reuters. They only had one, which was Fox News, and they had 7 others on the other left-wing side.
God, I
When they
wish.
said that, I jumped to it and built one. Since then, AT&T has been a crucial source of funds flowing into OAN, providing tens of millions of dollars in revenue, court records show. 90% of OAN's revenue came from a contract with the AT&T-owned television platforms, including satellite broadcaster DirecTV, according to a 2020 sworn testimony by an OAN accountant. Which means that I will now have to go ahead and take down my copy of manufactured consent
It's pronounced manufacture. Ing.
and add OAN to it, because I've been kind of keeping tally of the smaller and smaller growing amount of networks that own the news. Back when it was written in, what was that, like 85, there was about 20 companies on that, 24 companies on that list. And I think last time I took tally, it shrunk down to about 10.
God, 20 seemed like that seems like so fucking many.
Yeah.
Jesus, that seems luxurious.
Yeah.
Oh.
Pretty soon it's just going to be like Disney and Amazon owning everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Can't wait.
And I still don't think that's going to be enough to shake some people out of the idea that, like, all of the center left-ish to all the way to the hard right news organizations are all funded by the same pool of money.
right.
Mm-hmm.
And
The same
like,
one family's pocket.
yeah, I can't wait to tell my stepdad that, like, it's all the same thing. Like, it's just all the
I
same
like this
thing.
angle. I
No,
like
this is gonna
trying to
work.
judo flip this into a, hey, by watching OAN, you're actually helping out the libs, which is AT&T. Because we know all big companies, of course, are run by by the libs.
Well, here's the...
Well, you should just
know?
do that. It's like, wow, you trust the mainstream media, the same
OAN?
people, the OAN, the same people who fund CNN. Like,
It's basically
you
an
know-
MSNBC, yeah.
Yeah, you know that's just controlled opposition. Which, honestly, given
It
that
is!
it's a bunch of
It
rich
is!
people,
Yeah.
that's explicitly controlled opposition.
100% controlled
That's-
opposition.
that
Oh my god! But what's worse is that, like,
the right wingers are all just watching the controlled opposition.
But when
and
I saw
fighting
the-
over whether Alex Jones is,
when I saw the tweet and like the tweet of this article, and then all of the people like commenting under it, they were saying like, "Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and cancel my AT&T subscription." And it's like for internet. And it's like, no, you're not,
No.
because guess what?
No.
They're fucking monopolies, and you can only get AT&T in your area. You can't get internet anywhere else.
Yeah, I don't think this person knows how internet works.
Like, that's just it. Is like we're all just stuck doing this bullshit.
who are these? Well, who are these baby brain people who are like,
Libs.
I should cancel my AT&T subscription because somehow those dollars are directly the ones funding OAN, like it's fucking taxes or something.
Yeah.
It's-
Also, you are lucky, very lucky, if you have more than one internet service provider at your apartment complex or even at your home.
You know,
you know?
you know what's bullshit? So I have Spectrum, which we've seen is just works wonders because our Patreon episode was full of
Yeah,
just
you were
me-
gone for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, just me getting
sentence each
interrupted.
time.
Literally across the street from my apartment complex is a Verizon Fios place. Can't get it because we're not in the network. It's
Oh,
literally
no.
across the street, and guess what? The people there can't get it either because the entire city that I'm in is a Spectrum city.
This rules.
I don't know why-
This is very Team Fortress 2. I like it.
So it's a store.
No, it's not a store.
What is it?
It's a Verizon. It's one of those hubs that has all this, like the servers and the circuitry and stuff. I just can't get it.
Oh,
That's beautiful.
They outsourced the like heat dump and operation of the FiOS servers to your city so it could power Orange County.
It's somewhere else. I don't know. But
Probably.
like, I just like can't fucking give me a little coaxial cable from there to here. It's like 500 fucking feet.
No, you should absolutely, because I mean, I can guarantee that building probably has FiOS.
It might not.
it has
It's a
to.
fucked up thing.
I mean, it has to because it has to pipe out on it for it to be at speed. So
Yeah.
I mean, they might just be renting like the like secret good cable that runs under your city that's only for warehouses. But yeah, the cops and warehouses.
Yeah, God.
But like,
yeah.
like, are you sure you can't just like break in there and run a cable? Like, you just have to like
just like how
put
we
it
used
under
to,
the grass,
like how we used to do in the 90s by like with black boxes and just steal our neighbor's cable.
Yeah, just like you're having a LAN party with the entirety of Orange County.
Yeah,
There you go.
but so back to the story.
Okay,
Like the thing is, OAN has OAN flags were seen at the Capitol riots on January 6th, which of course
that's cringe. Don't simp for a news organization. Like,
Yeah, that's really like have like a slogan or like at least a politician, but not fucking like, oh yeah, this is where I watch the news.
right.
Trotskyists are the only ones who are allowed to do that. Like,
Yeah.
they actually like fucking help do that paper. So like, just whatever.
Trotskyists are all about that paper, baby.
So here's an interesting quote. At least one self-described regular OAN viewer recently sent a threatening note to an election official. In August, Sheila Garcia of Riverside County, California, sent Colorado Secretary of State Jenna Griswold a scathing message.
remember this.
Biden beat Trump in Colorado, and Garcia accused Griswold, the state's top election official, of treason, warning her that punishments for the crime are hanging and the legal injection within several months. You will have to decide between the two, Garcia wrote.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I say, didn't they base? I don't remember. There were a number of threats here to the Secretary of State at various points after the election, and
Right. But
is this the one they just ignored and was just like, yeah, whatever?
I mean, so the interesting thing about OAN is it's OAN. This didn't just happen to OAN. It happened to OAN, Fox, and Newsmax. They were actually sued by Dominion Voting Systems Incorporated, which makes ballot machines.
Oh no, what if they accidentally prove like the internet connected scam that fixes everything in favor of Jeff Bezos?
But they had to sue them for libel. I don't know which one's
Slander
which,
is
but,
spoken, libel is written, I think.
okay, so I think it's
You know what
libel.
they say, slander is grander, but libel,
Mhm.
yeah.
But so is libel. But they sued these three news companies because they kept saying that the Dominion voting system booths were changing votes from Trump to Biden, which is just patently not true. I wish we lived in that sort of spy, like crazy
It'd be very
world that
funny.
yeah. But no, it's not. Like Biden won and I hope you hear that I'm not happy. I'm not happy.
Yeah. It isn't like, I don't know, Bernie Sanders in a fursuit with a pair of nunchucks. I'm not happy.
Oh my God, please. Comrade Bernie in a fursuit.
Bernie Sanders, for the record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his persona, of course, is a fucking Bernie's Mountain Dog.
Yeah.
Finally, Dennis, someone old enough you can call daddy.
Oh yeah. But yeah, so they were sued and Dominion won that suit. So everyone on all of these networks has had to stop. But here's the thing. OAN has a recurring special guest on My Pillow CEO Mike Lindell.
Yeah. My Pillow CEO and noted Tim and Eric inspiration, Mike Lindell.
He really is a Tim and Eric character.
He looks like a Tim and Eric guy. It's
He
so
does.
weird.
But
He really does. He looks kind of like a cross between Tim and Eric. Like both of them like
Yeah.
playing that role.
Yeah, if they were both like a little more fucked up and then you cross them over, absolutely.
I love that this fictional character, these two fictional like personas live in a real person.
Oh, yeah.
Who is on national news.
Of course.
Well, Mike Lindell is kind of might be the first person to say that the Dominion voting system booths were changing the votes. He might not be. It doesn't matter because he kept saying it anyway.
He's the
And-
one who made sure everyone knew.
Yeah, and so
he
when
would not
he
shut the fuck up about it.
It's not illegal to like sort of like whisper fire in a crowded theater, but it's still not your fault if Mike Lindell stands up next to you and begins screaming fire.
Yeah. So Mike Lindell has, even after the suit, has been on OAN and been talking about the Dominion voting systems. And this happened, I don't remember the clip. Maybe I'll find it, maybe I won't, and then we can put it in. But basically, after the suit, Mike Lindell went on about the voting booths not working, and then after they come back from a break, whoever the Newsmax guy was, they had to like go ahead and say like those were the opinions of Mike Lindell. They do not reflect the
They had to be
opinions of
very
Newsmax.
careful to, yeah.
Joining us now to discuss is the founder and CEO of MyPillow and the author of the book, What Are the Odds? Mike Lindell. Mike, thank you so much for joining us and welcome. So what happened? What happened with your Twitter account and the company page?
Well, first mine was taken down because we have all the election fraud with these Dominion machines. We have 100% proof. And then when they took it down about 3 weeks ago, and then I'm going to put it back up. My personal, it was a
Mike. Thank you very much, Mike. You're talking about machines that we at Newsmax have not been able to verify any of those kinds of allegations. We just want to let people know that there's nothing substantive that we've seen. And let me read you something there. While there were some clear evidence of some cases of vote fraud and election irregularities, the election results in every state were certified, and Newsmax accepts the results as legal and final. The courts have also supported that view. So we wanted to talk to you about canceling culture, if you will. We don't want to relitigate the allegations that you're making, Mike, because we understand where you are. So let me ask you this. Do you think that this should be temporary because it appears to be permanent? Could you make an argument that it is temporary?
What?
When literally a week before those were Newsmax's opinions. They didn't want to get charged more money.
They didn't want to get the shit suit out of them.
AT&T was not going to cough up more money for them. And then Mike Lindell looked hurt. Like he looked like, oh, you don't believe me? How could you?
Yeah. You're telling me this is just about the money?
And then he cried into a pillow. My pillow.
Into his pillow.
Yeah. But like, for all of the flaws that
manufacturing
consent does have and how it desperately needs to be updated, I think it's still worth a read to at least understand the concept of
manufacturing
consent, because this is what they were talking about in the book, is that like the most major companies own literally all the news except for like fucking Democracy Now! like even TYT and like the Majority Report have like ties back to MSNBC.
God.
And
that's
like
upsetting.
Rad?
like the Majority Report is I think on Hulu, and then like so like you have like Democracy Now! And Means Morning News. That's about it.
Yeah.
And
Excuse me, I have a bunch of podcasters.
Oh, that's true. I mean, and that's not like I still do. I think that the work that at the Majority Report is like, it's fine for your Dem socks who are like maybe flirting with something a little bit farther left because their editors are farther left. And
all of the MSNBC people should at least start watching that.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes. And they often have on pretty far left guests. Like they're not afraid of having dissenting voices, which is fine, and that's good.
They're not afraid of having the conversation and interrogating facts and ideas. Really, the Sigma male of news.
Yeah. But I'm too drunk to remember anyone's name right now, so that's fine.
Yeah.
But
you're so valid.
Yeah, but. Just read
manufacturing
consent, read at least the couple first chapters,
or at least familiarize yourself again with the concept,
because this is
it's not that far out there. Yeah,
no, it really isn't, because like I said, maybe I should just pull down the copy of it right now, but like
do it. Just
read the whole book.
Yeah,
Go off.
No, I'm gonna pull down the copy of it.
Chapter 1.
No, I'm not going to read the whole fucking book, but I do have like the list of companies like dog-eared, because it's like I have to go through it. Okay, so Chomsky wrote, if you're reading like this version published like very recently, Table 1.1 provides, this is on page 5. Table
so
1.1
pretty far in there. Yeah.
Table 1.1 provides the basic financial data for the 24 media giants. And this was published in, I think, like I said, 85. I crossed out 25 or 24 and have just been writing more and more. So back then it was ABC through its parent company Capital Cities, CBS, and NBC through its ultimate parent company General Electric. The leading newspaper companies were New York Times, Washington Post, Los Angeles Times, Wall Street Journal, Knight Ridder, Gannett, Hearst, Scripps, Howard, Newhouse, and the Tribune Company. Then the major news and general interest magazines were Time, Newsweek, Reader's Digest, TV Guide, the U.S. News and World Report, and the major book publishers were McGraw-Hill, which is the only one that has not changed. McGraw-Hill is
which
still
is textbooks. Yeah,
McGraw-Hill is the number one book publisher in the United States, and guess
they knew the game to get into. Yeah,
and they're based out of Texas, which is why there's been a lot of whitewashing of slavery. Yeah, there's been a lot of whitewashing of slavery in recent years, and other cable TV systems of large and growing importance. Those of Murdoch, Turner, Cox, General Corp, Taft, Storer, and Group W, which was
all those good folks.
Here's the thing.
Also of note, AT&T, also based in Texas.
Good to know. All of these have been boiled.
All Texas.
All of these have been boiled down to, and I've written in the margins, Disney, National Amusements, Mint Capital, Amazon, News Corp, Hearst. I can't read my handwriting with this one, and the Daily Beast Company, RDA are either RDA or RPA Holdings, and Time Warner, which since I wrote this is now just AT&T. Fox, which is News Corp, and CBS, which is so there's literally only about 10 companies like Disney, News Corp, National Amusements, AT&T, Amazon, McGraw-Hill.
I love the sound of National Amusements because that sounds a lot less like obviously all of these are sinister and not necessarily sound it. National Amusements definitely clocks as oh yeah, it's all Ferris wheels and old timey carnival markers, which is where I get my news.
That's it. You people have stood in my way long enough. I'm going to clown college.
I'd say that was a Weird Al album. I was just picturing mandatory fun.
So I guess if you want the news and you want it as not bent as possible, Democracy Now! Is actually not that bad. It's
and I mean Charlie was saying, podcasts and your Twitter timeline. If you're, I guess not a jackass, you can make that into a pretty good source of news.
Yeah, if you have a basic critical thinking skill of pairing between things that are just ridiculous headlines and things that are that's a video of a thing I'm seeing. Yeah. And I'm seeing some comments backing up a few things, showing the whole video, and
even just reading the Wikipedia for
manufacturing
consent and understanding what it means is probably good enough.
That'll give you a good enough sniff test. Yeah.
To be because
that's all it fucking takes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all susceptible to some sort of propaganda. It's just everyone has to go out there and figure out what thing you're really gullible for. And
it's those booty shorts that say you're not immune to propaganda, or the top that says you're not immune to propaganda, and then the booty shorts that say propaganda. Yeah.
But see, the thing that the Garfield meme doesn't really encapsulate.
Oh, that's theory, babes.
The thing it doesn't really get across is that you're not immune to all propaganda, just a
where the Garfield
one.
meme is lacking nuance.
God.
For example, I follow lots of Twitter accounts that are hey, let me show you how cool the Democratic People's Republic of Korea is, and I'm just this looks cool, honestly. I have to step back and take some distance from that, but there's this part of me that's it's gotta be a normal place also, though. You can't tell me it's all the propaganda I had. And then I just try to
people
actually
still take the bus.
Yeah, they have jobs. I'm looking at I get to see neighborhoods that they put up for people, and new towns they build, and new manufacturing centers. I mean, I'm just this is neat, actually.
Very different from manufacturing consenters.
Mm-hmm. Shut up.
I mean, I'm still always going to contend that if everything goes to shit and the U.S. falls apart, North Korea is not it's not your friend.
Yeah.
But I just genuinely don't know what's going on there, so I'm just following people who just tell me about stuff. But also, like, it's also, I don't know the veracity of things. I don't know. I just know that my one propaganda I'll get suckered for if I'm not, like, just a little careful is just people telling me that existing communist-oriented nations are actually super cool and doing fine about everything.
Yeah.
And
go figure why that's appealing.
I know that's not real and possible for people to have done that.
Yeah, like is Cuba, are Cuba and Vietnam a paradise? Probably not. But are people living
cool as
better?
shit? Definitely.
Yeah, are they based?
Are they based? Based on what? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit. Let's do a fucking live show tour just in Cuba.
Yeah, just Havana.
I'm sure an English speaking podcast of fucking Americans will go over great.
I don't think they dislike us.
Well, no, I'm sure fucking plenty of people speak English too, but it's like you're already working with you're already working with a very small thing of people who go to podcast live shows.
Right. I mean,
you don't want to split that market any more than you already are. We need all the fucking help we can get.
We just become them a bit
around all of the nations and just do that are actively opposed to U.S. imperialism. Just do a show there as a demonstration of what America does to people.
We become the anti-imperialist Mabim Bam.
Yeah, I smile and everybody screams, like, don't you have dental care there? Like, no, motherfucker.
Oh, God. So, last two-ish stories, I molded them into one, because California is a state of,
It's a state of contrast.
It's a state of contrasts. It's the state that I'm in. It's the state of being.
Wow.
Yeah, I could, it's a wonderful state where you can drive 2 hours in any direction. You could be in a desert. You could be at the beach. You could be in wine country. You could be in a shithole city.
Hey, buddy, anywhere I drive is wine country. You hear me?
California is a state of many firsts, too. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but
it's just too much. It's just being bombarded with firsts.
Yeah, too many. But it is also the first state in these United States to require ethnic studies to be a graduation requirement for high school seniors.
Cool.
And the first state to not criminalize but penalize removing a condom during sex without consent.
Nice.
That's cool.
And both of these things have been considered controversial.
Somehow.
Well, wait a minute. Did they specify in the bill which ethnicities are for ethnic studies? Because I'm concerned it's going to just become white.
Well, it's funny because in some of the states around here, Texas, Arkansas, etc., we also have ethnic studies. Very different connotation.
Well, here's the thing. What I love is I have my BA in ethnic studies. Is it useful? I don't know. But I would never change it for the world. I feel like I learned quite a bit, and I've it helped me become a better writer. I don't think I would have been able to experience as many things. And the thing is, ethnic studies kind of comes from California, Berkeley specifically, but no one likes to talk about that city or that school because it sucks.
I don't like to talk about that city. No,
I don't like to talk about that city. I'm
not a fan.
Don't like to talk about that school. All of my professors actually left that school and went to mine. And actually, as it turns out, because I went to Cal State East Bay, I was chatting with a guy on a dating app, and he was like, "Oh, you just graduated?" And I was like, "Yeah, I graduated from Cal State East Bay in ethnic studies." He's like, "Oh, I've been trying to get in there. They have the best ethnic studies program in the country." I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that."
You're like, huh? I learned things, and I became a better writer, and I expanded the type of experiences I had. Oh, it's good.
It's good, actually.
Yeah, which is why this is actually probably a really good thing. Like I said, is it going to be liberal and weird? Yes, but I'm also becoming a teacher here in California, so guess what? I'm not going to make it liberal and weird. I'm going to give them cold, hard facts.
This is basically what like my mother, for instance, not to fucking make this too weird and personal, but is despite neither of my siblings are of public school age anymore. I'm obviously not. We all just fucking finished up high school, and my mom is a big oh, I've got to go to school boards meetings person.
Yeah.
Because the CRT's out there.
Right.
It's going to get your kids.
And
it's going to teach them about slavery.
So the thing is, earlier, so I'll just read this. This is from SF Gate from Jocelyn Gecker? Come on, that's not a real last name.
Hi, buddy, I see one of them geckers crawling up the wall.
Well, thanks, Jocelyn. So, earlier this year, the State Board of Education approved a model ethnic studies curriculum that offers dozens of suggested lesson plans and instructional approaches. The curriculum is not mandatory, but schools can choose from its lesson plans or use it as a guide to design their own. The curriculum underwent several drafts over 3 years and was subject to heated debate before winning approval in March. The model curriculum focuses on 4 historically marginalized groups that are central to college-level ethnic studies, which is exactly what I did: African Americans, Chicanos, and other Latinos, Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders, and Native Americans. It also includes lesson plans on Jews, Arab Americans, Sikh Americans, and Armenian Americans who are not traditionally part of an ethnic studies curriculum. Those groups were added after objecting to an earlier draft that left them out. Cool. Great.
Hell yeah, California.
I don't see anything wrong with this. Like I said, my schooling mostly focused on Black history and Chicano history here in California. I also was taking 2 classes by the same professor that were basically the same class. One was Asian American refugee women, and the other one was concentration camps in America.
Oh, damn.
The curriculum was very difficult, and I cried a lot.
That sounds like a really rough time. Yeah. Holy shit.
Also, just to let everyone know, I grew up very close to an internment camp, or a former internment camp, which is now a racetrack. It was a horse racing track back then too. Read up about the Santa Anita racetrack. It's great. Actually, I'll write an essay about it one of these days. How about that?
How about that?
But this is considered a little controversial just because, like Bo said, there are moms.
Because there are a bunch of fucking, concerned parents who are fucking idiots.
Yeah, I don't get why.
Because they're fucking idiots.
Yeah.
The thing I like the most about this whole thing is that they specifically include Jews in this. Actually, we're going to tell you about being Jewish in America specifically. And God, if we taught a bunch of kids that, we might end up with a generation of adults, at least in California, who don't immediately fall for every right-wing conspiracy.
Oh,
and
yeah.
also don't immediately just become an Israel stan. You just talk to any random person on the street and they're just they're either I don't know. I mean, you got to keep people safe with the rockets, and also,
well, yeah,
I like Israel. I heard of it
because it turns out most American Jews do not support the things that are happening
exactly
in Israel. They're no, that's weird and racist.
Wild how that works out, huh?
I just don't understand how I can meet people who are trending left and they literally go into screaming trauma state when you mentioned the fact that you shouldn't bomb Palestinians.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking whack.
So this is controversial because of the moms that Bo is talking about. But the other legislation that passed, which is also genuinely good, the California bans stealthing, which is non-consensual condom removal, to be
which it's wild enough that it's a common enough thing, A, to have a law,
right.
B, to have a term.
Well, here's the thing, is that it is not illegal, it is a civil offense, which means that you can then sue someone for it, for damages.
Press charges,
because that is a non-consensual act. It is not considered rape, which many people would probably consider that rape.
Yeah.
You know?
Rightly so.
I think that doing something that you didn't consent to in the middle of having sex is usually called rape.
I don't really like having a legal gray area called non-consensual but not rape. That's really upsetting.
Right. There needs to be maybe a little bit more of a hard line there. But the thing is, California is a state of firsts, because you could also, before you used to be able to sue someone for unknowingly giving you HIV, but you can't do that now, which is good because but that's one of the things that the right-wingers were complaining about, is that you can't sue someone for giving you HIV or another STD, but you can sue them for like removing the condom. And what about these vaccines? I don't know.
What about them?
I don't know why people brought up the vaccines in the middle of the like. I literally was like scrolling through the Instagram post, which I thankfully just like deleted from my brain.
At a certain point, yeah, you just gotta fucking just uninstall the app.
So guess what? I'm not.
You gotta take your own advice. Go touch some grass. Yeah.
I'm not posting that Instagram account. But
vaccines are absolutely like removing your condom during sex non-consensually. It's you go to the doctor and you're like, I'm having back problems, and then right before the end they come in with a syringe and say, all right, we've got a vaccine for you.
The epidural.
They go, oops, gotcha.
The epidural COVID vaccine to you. Don't move your spine.
Oh, ew, ouch.
Yeah, epidurals are pretty wild. After my mom told me about having to take 3 of them, Jesus.
Ugh, hellish.
Yeah. My mom is a very small. It should be no surprise that my mom is a very small woman, being that I'm a very small person.
You are a very small gentleman. Yeah.
And even having like 6-pound babies was apparently too difficult for her to give natural birth to. So she had three C-sections.
Oh my God.
Yes. And she wanted a 4th.
Oh my goodness.
But my dad was too much of a cheating bastard for her to decide to have a kid with him.
Yeah.
I'm glad that worked out.
I mean, yeah. But yes, this is somehow a controversial thing where it shouldn't be controversial at all. Like, you know, non-consensually removing a condom is sexual assault. Like, I can see consensually removing the condom because you're like, you know what? I trust you. Like, and then you do it.
Yeah, that's what consent is.
Consensually, yeah.
Yeah.
You just said today's secret word.
This is a rocket surgery.
But see, that's how simple it should be, though. It's like if you changed your mind to do something that you both agreed to do,
you say it,
and you both said like, you both said, hey, if one party said, hey, can we take this condom off? The other party said, sure, why not? And you did it. You know what? Great. But if one of you is a sneaky asshole and does it, I don't care what position you're in, if you're the bottom or the top, because this is mostly I assume this is mostly a straight person thing, but I can only put this in the context of, gay terms, because I don't really know how straight sex works.
They don't teach that in California.
They don't.
The gay stuff.
Yeah, they don't teach in California.
If school had taught me how to have straight sex, I might have tried before I went really queer, but you didn't tell me.
Yeah.
I couldn't recommend it.
You didn't tell me I could just put a penis in a vagina. Instead, I'm sitting there being like, what if I was strung up from the rafters for several hours and people like hit me with a little stick? Like,
yeah. Like a piñata.
Yeah.
Well,
like
see,
that.
and you learned about piñatas in ethnic studies.
I did.
Who's fucking teaching ethnic studies? Fucking Carlos Mencia?
It's me! I'm teaching ethnic studies.
Oh my goodness.
It's okay, I can make that joke. I'm Mexican.
Yeah. Great.
But like, yeah, we have the weirdest conservatives here in California, because it's just like, it doesn't make sense while you're here. Like, it's so fucking liberal. It's disgusting. Like, it hurts me. It hurts me so bad that it is like LA. I was talking to my boyfriend about this because he works with a leftist org in LA, and he toured the US. He was in Chicago and New York.
He did a tour in the US.
Well, he was like working with this org, and we just said, it's like LA is like a really non-political city. Like, it is just so blanket liberal that and like neo-lib liberal that like even conservatives don't really go out and do anything, because
consensus has been reached, history has ended.
If any city has had like history, and it would be LA. Like, it is so hard to get anyone riled up about anything over here that I honestly have no idea how they get because they go on
the acid casualties you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, they go on campuses. I suppose that's the thing that they do. But in general, that's kind of the weird malaise of California, is that conservatives are going to be like, well, something about vaccines, and then they get they could get them anyway.
Yeah.
I just don't know
That's
what
awesome.
I don't know, just like everyone just moved to Sedona.
Yeah, no, honestly, you are that level of... If there was a town that was like apolitical Gamerville...
Well, you know why?
There should be.
You know why?
There
It's because
should be,
everything
actually.
outside of... Like, if you lived in California all your life, but you're like a conservative and you live in like LA or San Francisco, other cities suck. They suck. Because like in LA, you can go 5 minutes in any direction and get a vegan option at a Mexican, Thai, and Chinese place. Like,
it's all the same place.
No, it's
the same place that is Mexican, Thai, Chinese, and also
but
everything's
it's actually
vegan.
different places. But like other cities do, like you kind of get used to the glitz and glam. Like there's a lot of fun stuff to do in the cities. Even if you're like from here, you get really used to the kind of like the bourgeois decadence. Even if you are poor, like I get why you don't want to move out. Like it sounds like moving to Bakersfield, where your opinions probably fit in a little bit better. It sucks in comparison because you have to live next to like a cow farm. Like, I get it. It sucks. You want to live this bourgeois decadence. I want it. I'm doing my best to try to move out to LA, but like just do that. But like in Arizona, like
do that in Texas. Texas is the place to be.
Leave California for just me.
Texas is great because, like, you know, kind of the popular consensus is that, yes, these cities are blue and very liberal, or at least very liberal compared to the surroundings. But the surroundings, like, versus the city is a pinprick surrounded by the deepest red suburbs you could imagine. And then, you know, you get out into the country where, like, people are kind of generally conservative, but it's the suburbs where people are, like, you know, full on, like, not only is Comet Pizza part of Pizzagate, every pizza place to have ever operated is a secret Clinton sex dungeon.
That's where Alex Jones lives.
Yeah,
that's where Alex Jones lives in every pizza place's like sex dungeon because he's secretly Bill Hicks.
Like I might get gay bashed in Austin, but I'm not gonna get like hogtied and dragged behind a truck in Austin. That'll be in the city 30 minutes away from Austin.
Yeah, that'll be in
New Braunfels.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't lived here long enough to do examples, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say Waxahachie.
Waxahachie. Marfa.
Yeah, that's Dallas, but fuck Waxahachie.
But yeah, that's just it. It's like things are conservative in those cities, but like you're just gonna get like, you know, called names. So, and you know, that's great.
Someone just yells homo as they go by on a like fucking little like line bike or something with little scooters, you know. That's all. That's
with
all
an
that
iPhone
happens.
in hand too.
Right, and you pull yours out and look, and it says like
really, you're calling me a homo.
Well, and then you look at your app, and it says the Sniffy says like, you know, someone wants to
Scooter Guy 69 has matched with you. It was a proposition.
Yeah, is their on their product read iPhone.
and then
oh,
they
God.
fucking unmatch or whatever because you text and it's not blue. They can tell you have an Android, which means you're poor.
Yep. Well, it's green. If
not blue.
And,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's your words.
And I don't want to talk to you. Yeah, I don't want to talk to you. I've already said. This is the last thing. Wait, no. What do you want to say about this, Charlie?
Oh, you've talked a lot about how there's a bunch of conservatives and they hate this, and I haven't personally seen any of the conservative discourse about this story, and I had two guesses as to what they're complaining about. So I'm wondering first I feel like these are gonna be too normy, but I think that conservatives are latching on to one, what happens if a woman secretly takes a condom off a man, and then
that would be an astounding discourse.
That's what I see conservatives going to, because that's already what they do with like all sorts of like sexual assault shit, where they're just like, what if it happens the other way? But then
that's what they do with
way
everything.
that doesn't. Yeah. And so the
other
one,
Charlie, my go-to example of conservatives just doing like a dumb like no you fucking tu quoque kind of thing is that like. If you've ever seen the term toxic femininity, which is so stupid for so many reasons, number one being that you can tell somebody just saw the term toxic masculinity and was like, oh, well, let me just fucking flip the switch on that.
Well, I'm here to talk to you about toxic androgyny.
Toxic androgyny sounds kind of hot.
Yeah,
I think that's
Yeah,
the story
I'm kinda into that.
is going for.
Yeah, that's exactly
I
what
forget if they're canceled
before.
or cringe or a bread tuber or whatever.
Well, it's no. Dorian Electra may or may not have been like a fucking like libertarian 10 years ago. Who
that's
the fuck
part
cares?
of the like appeal. Like that's authentic.
Yeah.
It's like going to like going to an Italian restaurant and be like, oh, none of these are made by anybody's grandma. Fuck you.
When really the Nona is back there and
slaving
she cries.
away. Yeah, she salts the fucking pasta water with her tears. Why am I no grandchildren at call? And OAN is on the TV in the kitchen.
That's because they're all gay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sorry, Nona, you are fiercely homophobic.
Yeah, and I fucked your I fucked your
the
your
pizza
gay
delivery
grandson,
guy.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, he was cute. He was like chubby and hairy, just like I
he had
assume
overalls
any like
25-year-old jumped
yeah.
several times his own height.
Yeah,
he was voiced by Chris Pratt.
No, you lost me there. You lost me there. Oh, Charlie, you've not been on Twitter long enough. No, let's not.
Look, I don't know what you're specifically referring to regarding Chris Pratt, but I know Chris Pratt's a piece of shit.
Oh yeah, so he's voicing Mario in the Mario movie.
Oh, no, I saw that.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so that's what we're talking about.
I've been tweeting from the show account and occasionally my own account, like every other day. I'm starting to.
Look at her tweeting every other day.
Look at her melting her brain in slow motion.
I feel like I've been thinking about how like I really do have the talent to be a poster if I just apply myself.
If I just had a few more brain injuries.
And there's just a few DMs I need to be able to slide into. And once I can do that, I think we can get on other people's shows and get bigger.
There you go.
And that's the only path forward for podcasts is to get into the superstars DMs.
Y'all are hearing a girl boss build her empire in real time.
I am my own boss, and that's why I don't let myself have any days off.
Oh my god, that's the worst person.
Yeah. I don't have any. I can't remember what I was going to say about this story. This is the last thing I said.
That's fine. I was going to close off with the new hanky code.
Oh, there's a new one.
New hanky code dropped.
It's new based off of just my own observations.
If I ain't seen it, it's new to me.
So is this a new universally accepted code, or are you just saying I'm seeing gays wear colors on their pants again? And
I like
no.
Like you just fucking freestyle it. So you mix in like several different handkerchiefs and you just have people
it's not with actual hankies. It's with phones.
Oh.
Okay.
Also, wait, Bo. Mm-hmm. I flag with one of those clown hankies that's 100 colors and is like 100 feet long.
Okay, I love that you said that because I was thinking it and couldn't figure out how to bring it up. That's grand. That's grand. What the fuck? That's grand.
I say grand. Who doesn't say grand?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's grand.
That's anyway. That's a grand old flag.
It's a high flag.
Grand old fag.
Grand old fag.
This is the most slurs we've said in the show, but we're all allowed to do it
so far.
Mm-hmm. No, we can all say faggot. Yeah. Charlie, you can use all of them.
I can use all of them.
Well, I don't know all of them. Maybe not some of the ones from the Amazon story.
I mean, all of the sexual ones at least.
There we go. Okay, good.
Yeah,
good. Yeah.
I do get all those. I've been all of them.
So here's the new hanky code.
Okay.
This is based off of the color of your phone, your iPhone specifically.
Oh, of course, iPhone specifically. Yeah.
Product red, starlight, blue, silver, Sierra blue. Your verse.
Okay.
Midnight, graphite. Midnight and graphite. Your top.
What are these colors?
I have a midnight.
It sounds like you're reading off like an alchemical journal.
Here's the thing. It doesn't matter. All the other colors, so like pink, gold, and that lovely purple one that they have, bottom.
Ooh, I've only ever been a bottom.
Uh-huh.
Oh crap, that's true.
Oh shucks.
Android, bisexual.
Okay,
and so that's it.
Yeah, that's true. I did switch to Android permanently in like a few years after.
Yep. Oh, and that's it.
No, you know what happened? We went on
out, huh, Charlie?
Yeah, I am. We went on a road trip, and I was really distracted. just talking with people, and I left my phone on top of the car at a gas station in Nebraska, and we drove off, and I lost my iPhone, and that was the thing that, like, you know, a few months later when I got a new phone, it was an Android, and it's stayed that way since then.
Okay, so that's the Bimbo Pride phone, is whatever that is.
The one I lose off the top of the car, or
whatever that was. Yes,
okay, I think that was a pink iPhone.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
So you went from bottom to being bottom to being bi.
Yeah, it was either gold
because
it was either gold no, it was gold with like a pink cover. No, a blue and pink cover. Oh god, it's getting confusing.
So the gold one,
thinking's hard, sweetie. We know.
Specifically, the gold one, you're like a POC bottom.
What?
What?
I do make the rules. That's just it. This is just me noticing.
POC? That's not me.
I'm gonna wait to see a Teen Vogue article
but see,
I feel like this is a little tainted by your personal
here's the thing, Charlie. That wasn't
Person of Charlie.
Yeah, person of
Charlie.
That's why you put it on the top of the car and lost it, because it wasn't meant for you.
It wasn't me.
I'm doing astrology, but with phones.
My god.
It wasn't your...
Wait, well, okay, can you... No, I didn't switch to Android immediately. No, oh god, this throws a wrench into it. I switched to a BlackBerry at that point and used it until BlackBerry literally went dead and you couldn't use the phone anymore. And then I switched to Android.
Right.
What the fuck was I?
Nebulous. It's like, you know.
No, BlackBerry is the BDSM of phones, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, because it's torture to use one.
Yeah. All right.
That's it for our show.
That's it for... Yeah, they're pulling us off with a fucking vaudeville hook. We gotta get going.
All right. If you've made it this far, you are a true comrade, and thank you for sticking around. Shout out to all of our patrons, especially Jorge. Especially
now
Jorge.
We're Smurfs. Okay, sure. I guess that's the angle we're taking.
I choked on it because I burped. Especially Jorge, the Warlock, Aaron, Alex, Broops, Caleb, Dylan, Eli, Jack, Lizzie, Malwin, Olive, Richard, Rufus, Samantha, Scott, Sophia, Tim, the brilliant Dr. Fly, Tyler, and the Reverend Law Gnome. Thank you so fucking much,
buddy. Jesus.
Thank you all so very much for helping this show. And let us know how you like this episode and our latest Patreon exclusive episode. We have a lot of goodies for you over on the Patreon, including early access to Dolphins Garages, Gigo, Sonic High School, as well as all of our Patreon episodes, which our last one was really fun.
Yeah, I pointed this out to the garage crew, you know, but I think it bears repeating in terms of just giving you an idea of what you might get from a Patreon subscription. And I've noticed we just kind of shoot the shit in a lot of those episodes. They're very fun. Evergreen, so you got a whole fucking back catalog to listen to if you subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of cum.
Yeah, a lot of cum.
More cum than a main episode. You got that to look forward to.
The Patreon is absolutely our private account where we post all the nudes.
Yeah.
It's where my eyes roll back into my head and I channel the still living ghost of John Waters. And it's just...
But you could go...
for $5 a month.
Yeah, I just do an Ahegao face, and then I talk about Sonic the Hedgehog's stinky, delicious feet, and him putting them in Shrek's mouth, and then ass, and then mouth again.
It's not good.
Well, here's the thing: you could listen.
God,
you can listen
to.
Make
me Artemis about sex if you keep this up.
Well, you could listen to a preview of it. It's here on this feed. If you go into the description, you can go ahead and find all of the stories that we talked about. We have links to it. Down there, too, you could also find a link to our Discord, all of our Twitter accounts, our Redbubble, where you can get some stuff designed by yours truly, but also stuff for Dolphins Garages designed by the brilliant Bara artist, I'm a Boy. Also, check out our Signal sticker packs. We have one that is Psyche Dolphin Garage related, and then one that's Dolphins and Garages related.
They're
have a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, go ahead and get on one of these, like, whistleblower, like I said earlier, get on one of the whistleblower phone numbers and just start texting them pictures of, our sexy furbolgs and bugbears and robots. It's great.
Yeah, just you up at 3 a.m. accompanied by, like, I don't know, like a picture of two very hairy high fantasy gentlemen just boning.
Yeah, that's not on there yet.
Yet.
One of these days.
One of these days. All right, yeah, enough vaudeville.
Yeah,
that's enough vaudeville.
Any other announcements? Any other plugs?
I was going to make a deep throat joke for whistleblowers, but don't worry about it.
One of these days. All right. Goodbye,
folks.
Bye.
Bye.